So I took both the batteries out, and it turns out that it's about 5 years actually since I had them. They normally die after 5 years anyway, but it turns out they dried out. So I've added some distilled water to the gel. Even though the gel batteries, they should repopulate the gel hopefully, because they're completely dry. So anyway, I dug out my desulfator circuit, which I built, I don't know, before I started going on YouTube. So this is a desulfator circuit which I basically mocked up on a bit of ferro board. It's hand drawn thing, but basically it resonates the lead acid battery, and it's supposed to remove sulfate. Now this battery is the weak one. The other one seems to be okay. That seems to be holding the charge quite well. But I'm going to treat this one. I'm going to leave it on for. It's supposed to leave it on about a month or so. But I don't think it's that bad. It was mainly just dry. The cells were dry, so I've got it on charge at the moment at low current at about 200 milliamps. So, and it's at 14.44 volts at the moment, and it's receiving some nice pulses from the desulfator circuit. So I thought I'd record this because it might be interesting to someone. I've got my oscilloscope. Hang on, let me get this trigger sorted out. There's a problem with the trigger at the moment. Hang on a minute. I need to set this the thing probably. Let's see. We're on channel 1. It's on positive. Let's try negative. No. Let's be on positive. Let's try normal. Normal doesn't seem to help. Let's try the different mode on here. Let's try edge, pulse. Oh, where's pulse? I'm trying to get this trigger lock. It's such a small pulse width though. It's about a microsecond. Well, that seemed to be the one it was on before. I don't know why it's jumping around a bit. Oh, that might be better, I don't know. So, I've lost all my settings now. What was it? Was it this one I pressed? Or is it that one? Well, that's the one. So I'm looking at the frequency. That it basically resonates the battery at about 2 kilohertz, which is about right. Which is what it's supposed to be. Somebody misprinted on the internet saying it was 2 megahertz, but no way. No, it was supposed to be an audible frequency, so it's about between 2 and 5 kilohertz apparently. So I'm charging the battery, and I'm also got the desulfator circuit in parallel to the battery, so you can just get some ideas of what's going on from the readings on there. So, but yeah, nothing spectacular happening at the moment. But I thought I might as well just record this. Let me just get this trigger locked again because it's really annoying me. Why is it not locking? Oh, maybe I need to increase the speed. Hang on. Oh, it's really making the phone go weird. Ah. I don't know why it's not locking. It is a very narrow frequency. Let me go back to trigger. Try a different setting. Mm. Oh, that seems to be working a bit better there. Ah, why is it for me trigger line? Keeps dropping off the edge of the thing. I think I'm just going to press the auto set. Now everything's messed up. Don't trust the auto set. I don't even need the blue channel right now, so I'll turn that off. Huh, weird. The trigger keeps going down there. I don't know what's going on with that. That's better. See if I can get some readings on the screen. Right. So, yeah. Let's go back to the other readings. So basically the maximum is the pulse. So that 22 volts is the pulse, which is supposed to rejuvenate the battery. Yeah. Anyway, not much else happening. So the turn over to charger is it's oscillating. Maybe it doesn't like being so close. I don't know. It's acting strange. The phone is. Maybe because it's got a black background. I don't know. Anyway, so just something I thought I'd record. And the desulfator is starting to get warm, and that's good because it means it's doing its job. Once it gets to a certain level, if the current goes too high, I have a polyfuse down there, and if that gets above half an amp, it just trips and prevents an overload. Well, you've got to be careful with lead acid batteries because the output terminals are directly connected to the battery, so the MOSFET that's sending the pulses into the battery, if the current goes too high, it could blow the MOSFET. So the polyfuse at half an amp, which is not supposed to take that much anyway, it's only supposed to take about what? Well, just it's a few milliamps really. It's supposed to take, according to the schematic, but it can send a pulse of something like 6 amps. So that pulse can be quite high. That's why the heatsink's getting warm, because it sends quite a big pulse into the battery. Well, it'll help to rejuvenate. It's supposed to vibrate the sulfate in the battery and break it up. That's basically what it does. If you go and look at desulfators on the internet, you'll be able to read about it. And basically, the high frequency pulses are supposed to just break up the sulfate that builds up on the plates of the battery and rejuvenate it that way. These batteries are not that old; they're only about 5 years, so I should be able to recover them because they've not been stood long. They've been in constant use, and it's only because they got dry, and I've added some more distilled water to try to rejuvenate. And the battery is definitely recovering, because earlier the resistance had gone very high, and now it's actually taking a charge, and it takes quite a while to discharge it as well. So it's definitely recovering. And the impedance is dropping as well, because earlier on that voltage there was over 16 volts, and the impedance was the resistance of the battery had gone so high that it was just basically overcharging, and but now it seems to be settling, and as the voltage should actually start to drop as the impedance resistance of the battery actually goes down, and that's what we're doing with the circuit basically. So yeah, there's all my fans I've been printing over there. So for the other project, you can see I've got quite a few stacked up there. I've done a few thin stators and I'm doing some thicker stators at the moment. I thought, well, I'm going to do the thicker ones. I've measured them, they'll fit okay, so a little update on that. So I'm kind of multitasking right now. A bit of doing a few things all at once. So not much else to show you right now. And my oscilloscope's running well since I recently fixed a little problem with the with a connection inside to a choke. I recently sorted that out and it's been as good as gold since then. Mind you, I haven't been using it much lately. I haven't hardly touched it really. I've just got it out really. I'd never actually checked this disulfator circuit. I've never actually tested it on the new oscilloscope, and I wanted to take some readings, and like the frequency, the pulse width, and that kind of stuff. So you can see the pulse width of that pulse there. It kind of varies between about 1 microsecond to 400 nanoseconds. It's strange. It seems to fluctuate, but that's fine as long as it's doing what it's supposed to do. And the fact that this heatsink is getting warm proves that it's working, because there's quite a bit of current going through there to get that thing warm. So basically the way it works, it takes power from the battery through these leads, the red and the black leads. It goes back through the circuit, and a 555 timer is what generates the pulse. So the actual battery itself is supplying the power for the timer, but it goes through a resistor, and this side is decoupled so that the timer doesn't get destroyed by any pulses or anything. High frequency capacitors being on there. So the high frequency pulses are basically generated by these coils, by this MOSFET which is on that transistor there. See if I can get a bit more light on it. So it's hard to tell, but there's a MOSFET down there. So yeah, it's a bit of a message, this board. Actually, I knocked it up one day before I actually was doing schematic designs on the computer. So yeah, I think I must have made it about 6 years ago, maybe. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Not much else to show you. And I want to get on with that other thing that's on the print bed. I've got to go and get that one off and get it assembled. So yeah, thanks for watching.